Heidi ho! It is August 4th. It is day 4 of the Every Bit Counts challenge. And if you saw the last video where I left off yesterday on August 3rd, you'll know that I've got peaches. Peaches! So before I started filming, I was kind of going through some of the peaches in the box. And I took a bunch. I've got a hanging fruit basket over here. So I took a bunch that still felt very firm, but looked perfectly fine on the outside. And I just put them in our hanging fruit basket here. And they will be used for fresh eating. And there's quite a few, probably close to 20, maybe 25 of them. And so we'll be eating a lot of peaches over the next few days because they're no doubt all going to ripen at the exact same time. Need to eat them. But what's left, I am going to slice and dehydrate and get made into these peach chips and just get these done. Get these out of my kitchen. I already have some trays filled. I think I did 2 trays so far before I started filming, just to kind of see if it was going to work and how they were feeling. But I've got some I've got to finish up doing. Now, there are a bunch, and I don't even estimate the number, but there's a bunch that are just like, they're not looking good, and they're probably not going to be good. So I texted a friend, and she has a pig, and I was like, yes, can I bring my peaches to your pig? And she gladly said yes, as well as her chickens. And so I am not going to let this go to waste. While we compost all of our kitchen food scraps, I don't really want to throw all of those in the compost because it just feels, I don't know, a little wasteful to me. So I'd much rather them go to an animal that can enjoy them and they'll be utilized that way. So you're not going to see me actually cut up every single one. So I've got 4 trays done. I'm going to be honest, I still have some that are just too hard and they're still okay. So I'm leaving them in the box and I will get them processed over the next couple of days as they soften up. But at least I've got these trays going in the dehydrator. I wanted to do an update on yesterday's, day 3's food put up challenge, and that was the fermented dilly beans. I just want to show you because I haven't done anything to them. They've just been sitting here on the counter. But do you see the line level of the liquid, right? When I put it in yesterday, it was around here and it's risen. And the reason is because it is actively fermenting. There is gas coming up, right? The gas from the ferment is pushing it up. And sometimes you can see the liquid come up or the gas bubbles come up. Did you see that before? Yeah, there's a couple. So sometimes I just turn it around on the counter and I can see the gas bubbles come up and you know it's actively fermenting. It looks good. Now I'm gonna take the lid off quick because I just want to make sure everything is still below that brine level. Yeah, so far, I don't know if I can put my weight on yet. Probably not. Well, a lot of liquid's gonna come out, but maybe I can. Big mess on the counter. But this is what you'll do when everything softens up, is just kind of push your weight down, and then I won't have to check it again because I know everything is below the brine level. Good morning. It is the morning of day 5, Friday, August 5th. I just came in from the garden and harvested the little things that we could. The backyard garden is definitely petering out a bit. I got the last of the blackberries, some green beans, and then the last thing you saw me harvest were the leaves and the flowers of the toothache plant. So the toothache plant this is the first time I'm growing it this year, and it's growing wonderfully. I love it. It's so beautiful. Now, it's called the toothache plant because if something's hurting within your mouth, tooth, gums, you can actually take the flower and bite into it. And it creates kind of like a numbing effect. And it's almost like a natural anesthesia, and to help rid the pain a little bit, right? It doesn't actually cure whatever's causing the problem. It's just more of a quick fix for the pain. I have not yet tried these, so I'm gonna try one right now, just because I haven't done it yet. But I was growing it because I'm going to then dry these leaves and the flowers to make a tincture later on and use it for my children. They're young in age and they're starting to get into the point where they're losing their teeth and whatnot, and I thought this might be good for them. But before I do that, let me try this. I'm sure this is attractive to watch. Ooh. Okay, here comes the numbing sensation. Oh my gosh, it's like on my tongue and on this part of my mouth. It doesn't hurt. It is a tingle. It's not like a mint spearmint kind of tingle. Oh my goodness. That is so cool. I don't know if I was supposed to bite it or just hold it there. But that is the coolest thing. Oh my goodness. I'm really glad I tried that. Yeah. Very neat. So we're gonna dry these and make a tincture. Now I still have my dehydrator going. It's finishing up on those peach chips. And then, so I wanna show you that and also show you my fermented dilly beans from 2 days ago. All right, so here's the dilly beans. Very active ferment. I haven't changed the water. I need to do that. Gosh, my mouth is numb. There's some leakage here. I have it in the bowl, remember, because it did leak a little bit. But it is fermenting beautifully. Let me see if we can see any air bubbles come up. You might not see it on the top, but I can see them in the jar. So it's still fermenting beautifully. I'm gonna change this water up top here, just rinse off some of the brine that has seeped out, and leave it on the counter for a few more days. They look good. They are dry, but they're still a little pliable, right? So in my mind, they're not quite ready yet. Because there's still some moisture in here. And if I were to put these in a jar right now, I do believe that over time they would mold because there's still some moisture content. So we're gonna keep this on, but that's okay because I'm gonna be dehydrating my tincture, my toothache leaves and flowers. I'm not sure how good my coffee is gonna taste after this, but it is the coolest sensation of just putting that in my mouth. We had a rain last night, so I'm really not worrying about washing these leaves because I can see that they're pretty clean. But otherwise, you want to wash your produce or your medicinal herbs. You can also do this fresh, right? I could make this as a tincture fresh right now, but I'm going to dehydrate these. I might do a fresh one at another time with a different harvest. But these are gonna get dehydrated to do a tincture later. Hey guys, it is 3:30 on Saturday, August 6th. I'm exhausted. I have been going back and forth on what I'm gonna do today, but I have plenty to do. I'm just so tired. We were celebrating my son's birthday today, but I got this yesterday. This is 9 pounds of organically grown jalapenos of different colors you can see, red and green, and varying shades of each in between. And I have another box just like that of Hungarian hot wax peppers. So I have a lot of peppers, and I bought those for $10 each from a local farmer. So I am very excited because I didn't actually grow any jalapenos this year, and I didn't actually grow any hot wax peppers either. So I have a few things in my brain I want to do, but today I'm going to tackle some cowboy candy. And if you're not familiar with that, it's so easy, it's so delicious on a variety of foods, but it's basically, it's basically sliced jalapenos in like a sugar syrup, and there's mustard seed in there, there's some turmeric in there, but it's good on steaks, it's good on vegetables, it's good on scrambled eggs. It's just so good, and I haven't made it in a few years now, so now's a perfect chance. So I'm gonna get some pints of cowboy candy done today. "6:30, so what's that, 3 hours later? I'm not even sure. I'm so tired. But I got my jars done, so take a look. Got 6 pints, and then I have a couple of 4 quarter pints in the back. So you can see some of the quarter pints. Good morning, it's Sunday, August 7th, the end of the first week of the Every Bit Counts Challenge. And as you saw, I made that cowboy candy yesterday. I ended up with 6 pints, 1/2 pint, 2 quarter pint, and then 1/4 pint of just the syrup, which is really good as a marinade or something. So I got that all canned up, I've put it away, but I still have so many peppers left. So while I was going through that process yesterday of kind of like chopping and just going through the box, I set aside, I think this is 80, no, maybe 40, because then it was 80 halves, 40 peppers to stuff for jalapeno poppers. And I still have a bunch more left that I'm gonna ferment some and dehydrate some. So we're gonna start with these 40 though. I'm gonna slice them, clean them out, and I've got cream cheese, dried parsley, dried basil, onion, dried onion, and garlic powder. And I'm basically gonna mix that cream cheese and herbs together with some salt and pepper and stuff the jalapeno pepper halves. Then they're gonna go on a cookie sheet lined with parchment paper, go in the freezer to freeze individually overnight. Guys, I preach about this all the time, but it's so important because if you just throw things in a freezer bag, they are going to freeze as one big clump rather than individual things you can pull out. So individually freeze first, then they'll go in a bag. And when we're ready to cook, I'm just gonna take it out of the freezer. I'm not even gonna thaw it first, and wrap it with a piece of bacon and then throw it in the oven. And so we can have some for this winter during maybe the Super Bowl party, like a family party or something, but they'll go to good use and they'll be delicious. So that is what I'm doing today. Yeah.
I wonder if I can do the death drop.
The what?
The death drop.
The death drop.
You want to hear what it is?
I don't know that I do. It doesn't sound safe.
It isn't, but some people can do it. You want to
Oh.
hear it?
Okay, what is it?
So you jump up and you land on the ground doing a split.
Oh, that sounds very painful. Okay, so I've got most of them done. I have a handful of peppers left here, so I actually am gonna have to get some more cream cheese out, in which case I will probably do more peppers, right? So I'm not wasting any cream cheese, so it'll be more than this. But all in all, I am excited to enjoy these this winter. So these go in the freezer. It is still day 7. I put away 60 peppers. I used some of my Hungarian hot wax peppers to make the poppers. So we have 120 halves. I think that'll be plenty. They're in the freezer. And like I said, when we're ready to cook them, I'll just take however many out that I need, wrap it in bacon. Now, I probably will use 1 piece of bacon to wrap between 3 and 4 poppers, right? Because the poppers are pretty small and I don't need a whole piece of bacon. And then we'll cook it and hopefully they'll be delicious. So I still have a lot more peppers. And so I don't want to use my time. It's a Sunday, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. I just want to use this time. So I am now going to get 3 half-gallon jars of fermented peppers going. So my goal is to really be able to make our own hot sauce, like sriracha sauce, but a fermented version, and maybe use that for some Christmas gifts this winter as well. But I just have so many peppers, so I'm gonna start with 3 half-gallon jars and get them fermenting. Speaking of fermenting, I think my dilly beans are done. There's not as many gas bubbles coming up. So I'm actually gonna take the airlock top off, clean out the outside, put a regular lid on and put it in the fridge. And these will be ready for enjoyable eating, really at any point. They'll last in the fridge for months. All right, I got my 3 half-gallons filled. I have 4 cups of water.
That's my mom.
Stir it up. 3 tablespoons Redmond real salt. So we're just gonna dissolve the salt in the water. You gotta get it all mixed in, and then we can pour our water in here.
Is this sauerkraut?
No, but we're
Oh,
fermenting it.
Mama, I don't have a piece of handle. I don't have a piece of handle.
We're fermenting it just like sauerkraut. Put that in. Careful. Okay, put that on.
Give me that. I need
Hold on. Okay, make sure this is on. Okay, go ahead. Push it down. Good. Good. All right, my hands are certainly not on fire because I wore gloves, but guys, it comes through the gloves. So my face, my throat, and my fingers, everything feels really hot. But I am so happy this is done. So I have 3 half-gallons of hot peppers fermenting to make some hot sauce. We've got 120 poppers done. And then yesterday I did the cowboy candy. I still have a significant amount of peppers left that are just gonna all get dehydrated at this point. I may run that tonight because I think the fumes from the dehydrator will like literally run my family out of the house. So I have to be very careful of that. But that wraps up the first week of the Every Bit Counts challenge. I want to see what you're doing. Tell me what you're doing down in the comments, what you've been learning, what you've been preserving. I'm always looking for inspiration myself. So stay tuned, hit subscribe because I am documenting this and trying to release at least 2 videos a week of just this challenge so that you can kind of keep up with what's going on. Stay healthy, stay well. Bye-bye.